Hello and welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff, and today we've got an exciting review of the car transporter set. That is set number 60408, just released on August the 1st of 2024. It has 998 pieces, 4 minifigures, retails for $99.99. It has a semi-trailer, and 3 cars and 4 minifigures. So it's a pretty awesome set. And it's awesome because I like city. And well, you can't get more city than bringing cars to a dealership or a used car lot like this one would be. And anyway, they didn't come with a used car salesman, but that's okay. It's a great addition to the city, and my main thing is my city, so I look forward to this set, adding it to my city. And this is not Lego's first rendition of this. There's actually a total of 5, including this one, and I own 4 of those versions, including this one, and we'll go over and we'll review those with pictures because I do have them, but the problem is they're scattered all over the place. Since I moved 2.5 years ago, I admit I haven't gotten to it yet, and I've got 27-gallon totes of 6 studs, 8 studs, and 10 stud vehicles. I've got 3 totes of the 6 studs, 2 of the 8, and 1 of the 10. So, and in addition, I use them to pack around my buildings to fit more in there, so that's why I can't find them. Is there somewhere in there? I did check the totes, but I just can't find them. I did not check the building totes. That's probably where they're at. So anyway, we'll use pictures on this one. So for those who have not watched my videos before, this is how I do it. We're going to go over the dimensions for each of the 3 cars and the trailer, and then we're going to go over the minifigures if I can find any information about that. Then we're going to do value, creativity, playability, ease of build, and part out value. And what I do is I rank them from 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best. And then I give you a 6th overall ranking where we take and we average those first 5 scores. So if it's like an 8 versus a 7.8 for a different video, you know that the 8's just a little bit better than a 7.8. All right, guys, if you would, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on all notifications, leave me a comment below, and we can't forget that these videos are Enzo approved. Let's start with the dimensions. So we've got a lot of dimensions here. We've got the semi and the semi-trailer, and we've got the individual cars. So let's start off with the semi. It is 18 inches long. It's a pretty big guy. 3¼ inches wide at the widest point, which is right here. And it is 4 inches from the top of this platform, not the car, the platform, to the bottom. Those on the metric system, that's 46 by 8 by 10 centimeters. The orange car is the first car we'll give dimensions on. It is 5¼ inches long. It is 2¼ inches wide, and it is 1.5 inches tall. That's a very slender, low profile, but that's cool. It's a race car. It's kind of supposed to be that way. And on the metric system, that is 13.5 centimeters long by 6 centimeters by 4 centimeters. For the purple car, it is 5¼ inches long, 2¼ inches wide, but it's a little taller at 1.75 inches. And if you're on the metric system, that is 13.5 by 6 by 7 centimeters. And then last, and certainly not least, because this is my favorite out of all the cars, we've got this guy here. And he is a little bit longer at 5¾ inches long. He's 2¼ inches wide and 1.75 inches tall. That is 14.5 centimeters by 6 centimeters by 7 centimeters. Let's talk about value here. You are getting a lot with this set. You're getting the semi, the trailer, the 3 cars, 4 minifigures, 998 pieces total for $99.99. That is 10 cents per piece, which is an excellent value. The only problem is it does have stickers. It does have 6 stickers, and because there's so few of these, I think that Lego could have, and I also feel they should have, made them all printed. So for that, I will take off 1 point, and it is 9 out of 10. Creativity, though, that is a totally different story. First of all, this is not Lego's first round at the rodeo. They've done this before. In fact, we're going to talk about that in a minute here. What we've got here is we've got the semi. The semi is awesome. It's got 2 seats, and it has a little odometer thing in here, little gauges, little printed tile, and also it does this. Oh, yeah, it does that too. But In the other 3 takes of this video, it did it right. This time it did not. But here you've got this cab that flips up. And if you've ever seen a semi broke on the side of the road, you know they do this, and the engine's right underneath, just like it is here. So I think that's a really cool touch to add to this. And it has a fire extinguisher. It's got the exhaust here. You've also have the trailer, and the trailer's functional. When you pull this guy out, first of all, you've got the ramp for him, and he comes out. And then you play with this guy here, and it drops, and that allows the cars to leave. Of course, if the minifigures weren't in the way, they'd leave. If you try to do it now, it'd be considered a crime, so let's not do that. But there's a lot of creativity here, and because it's functional, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Playability, it's kind of the same thing. It's a 10 out of 10, and that's because, well, when it comes to this, first of all, you can't mistake it for anything else. It's a car transporter. But you've got the semi, you've got the trailer, you've got 3 cars. Yes, it could probably fit a 4th little smart car up here. I will not dock it or anything for that because the playability is all here, and you can definitely transport cars as is. Ease of build, remember this one here is based off my 6-year-old granddaughter building this, and for this particular set we've got 4 books. And that's not really a surprise. We've got the orange car, we've got the purple car, we've got the greased lightning car right here, and we've got this right here, the semi and the trailer. So the ease of build, I'm going to give it a 7. 327 steps among the 3 booklets, so about 3 pieces per step. And the part out value, that was a little more difficult to land that one because, you know, I do like the set, but I can't base these off the overall set. I have to base it off each of these categories. And the part out value is going to be lower than the rest, a 6 out of 10. And that's because, well, you've got the windshields here, you've got the wheels, you've got the wheel fenders. Those things are pretty specific to cars. Now I have seen some of the wheel well things, fenders, be used as windows, the top of some windows in some of the buildings, but in general that's about all you can use them for. So there's a lot of parts here you can't use, and they're not very versatile, so that's going to be a 6 out of 10. That's an 8.4. Now out of all the cars, this one is my favorite, and that's because it kind of reminds me of an old 54 Ford. Not quite, because it doesn't quite look at it, but I love the grille, love the headlights, I love the flames, and I love the fender walls and the rear lights as well. It just looks really cool. Looks like an old classic car. I love the red interior. So many of these cars have the red interior to make them pop like that, and so I think that's a really nice touch. In fact, a little lesser known fact about Mr. Chip is that Mr. Chip's first car was a 47 Plymouth Coupe that I went ahead and hot rodded out. In fact, here is a picture of it. And here's a picture of me when I was 13 years old working on it. Yes, I have changed. I was much skinnier back then and younger. Earlier, I talked about how I was going to compare the other versions to this one. So let's go ahead and do that. So when it comes to this set, the first one, and I own the copies of these first 3 I'm going to give you. The last one I don't. But the first set was set number 6753, released in 2009, 1,294 pieces, no minifigures. And of course, this was not minifigure scale, and that's why it was more of a Technic set, and here it is. This next one was released 5 years later in 2014. It is set number 60060 and 342 pieces, 2 minifigures, and it was called the Auto Transporter. This next one was released in 2021 and it is set number 60305, 334 pieces, 2 minifigures, and it was called the Car Transporter. Now, I will admit, this is my least favorite out of all of them. And that's because Lego only gave us 1 car with this, and at the price point I feel like they should have given us another car, and I think they went too cheap on this. But here's a picture of that one. Last but not least, we have the Car Transporter, which is also, I don't have a copy of this one, but it's also a Technic more of the Technic scale than minifigure scale. And it's set number 42098, released in 2019, 2,493 pieces. At a first glance, it may seem that I forgot the minifigures. I did not. I looked them up. There isn't much information other than they're saying they're male or female, so I didn't really go over them. I'm not going to. But this concludes the review for the set, number 60408. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on all notifications, leave me a comment below. Also, if you want to tell Mrs. Chip that you appreciate the time that I spent away from her while she's here, hit that like button. It kind of justifies what I'm doing, so please do it. Also, if you want to help out, I'd really appreciate if you do any of the following 4 things. The first one is going to PayPal and making a donation directly to the channel. Links in the description. Or you could head over to Bricklink, and that's kind of my favorite one because I have 800,000 pieces that I'm selling right now and a few sets. If you buy from me, I help add to your collection, but because you're buying from me, I get money to buy stuff to add to my collection. So that's my favorite one. Links in the description. I do ship within 1 business day in most cases. Also, if you don't have the financial means, that's totally okay. I appreciate you just getting this far into the video, and I also appreciate any like, comment, subscribe, or turning on notifications that anybody does. So if you want to help out, there's 2 other ways. And the first one is to be my marketing department by sharing a link to this video or another video of mine on other social media platforms where there's Lego lovers, and you get it out there for me, so I'd appreciate it. Another way you can help is just by watching another video after this one. The algorithm picks up on that, and because you spent more time on my channel, it pushes it out to more people. So if you would, please watch another video right after this one. All right, guys and gals, be good to each other, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.